Morning.
Morning, Raja.
Hey, good morning, good morning.
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 How's everyone doing? Good,
Good,
good?
good.
Morning.
Great.
Fine.
All right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Man, those withdrawal party, right?
Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello there. Welcome late to the New York session. Man, I was out. I was out. I woke up at like 5 a.m. I looked at charts. I'm like, okay, seems good. GJ should continue moving up. And then I went to bed. And then this guy Austin started calling me. You know, I look at my phone. I wake up, look at my phone. I'm like, why is Austin calling me? I'm like, who's Austin? And then I canceled the phone call. Looked at the time. I'm like, oh, it's 10 past 7. I'm like, oh, wonderful.
Those withdrawal party, right?
Yeah, yeah. I had a little. Yeah, yeah. We slept late last night.
Well deserved.
Let's put it that way. But at the same time, now you can imagine like how important Friday is for me here, right? Like Fridays are usually no trading days here. What happened with GJ? Oh, GJ's correcting that whole move from yesterday. Looks like daily candle is rejecting 134,500. It's moving up here slowly. Let's remove everything. Let's take a look here on the 4-hour. The 4-hour has a resistance at 135,800. We broke above a resistance at 135,200. Looking down to the 1-hour time frame. Looks like it's approaching another minor resistance here at 135,500. Ooh, levels on levels. We got levels on levels on levels on GJ. Yeah, let's see what happens. We also have a guest today. We have a special guest here today. I think she's going to be here in about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. They're from Funding Talent. So we're going to have a nice discussions on Funding Talent and how things go. All right, let's took a buy based on the 15-minute price action done for the day. Oh, Beautiful. Nice. Let's see what happened over here. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is strong bullish momentum, pre-London. Impulse entry, buy as 30-minute candle broke the previous 30-minute. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect impulse entry based on the trend, when trend is moving bullish. Very nice. Glad it played out for you. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is bullish trend. Buy is once a 30-minute candle bullish. Oh, it looks like everyone took the same trade over here as price broke off the high right here at this point. I think now for price to continue up, I think you'll need to see some sort of support. I also think that if you've had a pretty good week, I don't think anyone should be trading on Friday here, trying to look for a trade, especially trying to overtrade, especially because the month is about to end over here too. So you'll have to be a little bit careful here. Gold is also ranging at this point. Man, next week is going to be, I'm actually very excited for next week. Tuesday elections, Wednesday, oh man, it's going to be some nuts. It's going to be nutty action coming on next week. Whoever wins the elections, markets are going to move very, very hard. Very, very hard. I'm surprised that gold hasn't been ranging on the higher time frame. I mean, on the 4-hour, we're kind of like ranging at this point. Daily was trending down. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. It's going to be cool and dangerous. When do we find out who's the president? Tuesday. Yeah, I think it's on Tuesday. Tuesday evening. Yeah, it depends on the counts. Of course, it depends on the counts, right? Whoever count is more, he wins. Thank you for that information. That's how voting works, right? So 1 hour, seems like GG should be continuing bullish over here. This gets pretty tricky here. Let's take a look on the 15 minutes. The 15 minutes also about to break the high over here. It's starting to move up. The first problem is this resistance right over here, 13 pips away, and then you got the main move coming all the way up towards 135.800. So I think it should be good. I'm just in not any more trades. I don't have any money left in Vantage anyways. I can't trade. I have like maybe 10,000 left for next week, but Vantage hasn't really approved that withdrawal, so just waiting for that approval. I don't think we'll find out because of the mail-in ballots. They are talking about not knowing for a couple of months. Oh, mail-in ballots, not knowing the results for a couple of months. Yeah, that's some manipulation waiting to be happening then. Well, we'll see.
And if we get all this voting balance business, so it's got me salivating already.
Yeah.
The kind of chaos, and the chaos is a ladder, and then we're gonna be making keys on the ladder. Man.
Yeah, this is the second time I'm going to be trading during elections, so it's going to be, yeah, this time I'm excited because I'm more ready now. Like I know more. Like I know more based on fundamentals. I know more based on price action. So it's going to be fun to see what happens. Please hold a long stream on Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, we'll see how long we can go. But what we're going to do here today is that we're probably going to help people who are stuck in drawdowns, right? So if there's somebody who took a swing trade and now you're stuck in drawdown, or you're running in like low margin right now, speak up, send your chart, and yeah, we can probably help you with that. Because, you know, sometimes we take a trade, we're like, okay, you know what? This is the trade we're going to take now. And when that trade goes against us, we're like, oh God, please, please, God, let this trade come back to break even, God. And this is the last time I'm going to do this. Please, come on. And the trade goes in negative. You're like, oh, no. Let it come back, please. Please, God, last time. And then it goes, hit your stop loss. You're like, oh, God, you didn't help me. And your account, you lose 40%, you lose 50%. You're like, oh, God, why you do this to me? And then a week later, you do the same mistake. And then you say the same prayer. Oh, God, please, last time. This is the super last time. Super last time I'm going to do this. Yeah, it used to happen to me, man. Like, my trade's going drawdown. I'm like, oh, no, time to pray. I lay down a prayer mat, start praying. Nothing. Yeah, praying never works. That was the moment when I decided, hey, like, you know what? Market and prayer are two different things. You know, they don't listen to each other. Well, they do listen, but the opposite. When you start praying, market keeps going against you. You're like, oh, man. But the thing is, like, back then, I don't think we truly understood what trend trading was, right? Because here's what used to happen. Now, let's say this is gold here, right? This is gold here. And price would come up, you know, let's say this was a 4-hour resistance. Price would come up. You're like, okay, resistance, boom, sell. Let's take a sell, right? So someone would take a sell right over here. You're taking a sell right over here. And you're like, okay, perfect. You go in a little bit of profit. And then what would happen was price would start to come up. Price would come up, you'd go in a drawdown. So let's say your drawdown becomes minus $10 right over here. You're like, okay, minus $10 drawdown. Okay, no problem. Let me just remove my stop loss. You remove, instead of removing your stop loss, you bump up your stop loss a little bit. You're like, okay, I'm going to bump up my stop loss. You go back, you come back, you're like, okay, price is up higher. And now instead of losing $10, now you're negative $30, right? You're negative $30. You're like, oh shit, what should I do now? You're like, okay, let's just wait a little bit more. You wait, and then when you see your phone, you're close to negative $2. And this is where you start praying. You're like, okay, I'm negative $2. Okay, God, let it come back a little bit more. It's going to go at break even, and then I'm going to close everything. You're like, okay. And what happened is price goes down a little bit more, and now you come to break even. You come to break even, and now you start praying. You're like, okay, God, you know what? Bring it down in profits. You know, as soon as it comes down in profits, I'm going to close everything, and I'm never going to do this again. And then price goes up a little bit. You come back a little time later, and you're down negative $12, let's say. You're like, oh, shit. We're going back and drawdown at this point. You're like, okay. Let me just wait because it has to come down, right? Can't just keep going up. You come back after 2-3 hours, your drawdown is negative, what, $50. And this is where you're like, oh, God, please, God, never again. But what you don't understand, so what I never understood was that this was a breakout, right? This was a breakout, price came down, and then this was a retest. This was a retest for price to continue moving up. So when I start to look at this, I'm like, okay, you know what? Like this is a retest. So I started to look at my losses. And when I start to look at the price action, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. If this was a retest, it made no logical sense for me to hold these trades, because now all I had to do was look at the candles and the way they were forming and see like, okay, how are the candles forming in this retest for candles to continue moving up, so that if this happens again, I can probably change my bias and take the proper trade. So that was the point where I started understanding, like how to trade trends, like break, retest, and then go up, because you have a drawdown, price comes down and break even, and then your drawdown increases. So that was a bad trade.
Yeah, and to be honest, that's exactly what happened. I saw some chart just earlier, and people were taking sells like at 135, 234, and I was like, no, guys, don't take sells there.
Yeah.
and I hope no one's holding the sells right now.
Oh, at 135, 134?
Yeah, on the 30-minute, you had a minor resistance form.
Oh, right here. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so people took sells like on the opening candle of the 6:30 candle. Yeah.
Yeah, no, heavy bullish momentum. Can you give your thoughts on this trade I took? Entered after the candle flip bearish. All right, let's take a look here. Ooh, stop loss of planned here. Close the trade, full trade. Oh, I have this candle. Okay, so you close the trade right over here. That's pretty good. I think you managed your risk, so that's good. Ooh, people are pips over here. Do you start with a fresh chart every morning? New zones, new analysis? Is this based off accuracy or just adapt into your trading style? Whenever I come to the charts, I remove everything, right? So let's say if I'm going to pull up Euro JPY, let me pull up Euro JPY over here. So if I pull up Euro JPY, right? You see I have analysis here. First thing I'm going to do is go to the daily time frame. Oh wow, this thing fell even more. And then I'm going to remove all these analysis, right? All these analysis removed, go down to the 4-hour time frame, and then I'm going to start doing analysis, right? So if I look at your JPY, seems like it's coming down, right? 4-hour, it's coming down. So if it's coming down, it has to be creating a support. So I think a support is probably forming right over here at 121,800. And before the support, price also formed a resistance, which is right over here at 122,100, right? So if I go down to the 1-hour time frame, now what I see is that, okay, there was a resistance actually here, and let's kind of like make it a little bit neater. Right here, make it a little bit nice and pretty. And then we have another resistance, sort of like a resistance area at 121,900. I don't think the price action is that pretty. Yeah, it's not that easy at all. I mean, look at this. Look at these wicks. You know, you see these rejections here, you see these rejections here. So it gets pretty difficult here for price to continue up. I mean, if it does continue up, it has this wick rejection right here. We don't know whether price is going to come up and reject this area or not. So I think if anyone's looking for buys on your JPY, I think you're waiting for price to kind of like close above this area, because none of the candles here are left closed above this area. GJ. Yeah, GJ should continue moving bullish here. Just needs to form some candles, but at the same time, you know, it's a Friday, and I don't think anyone should be looking to force any trades here today.
Friday plus end of the month equals Super Freaky Friday.
Oh yeah, exactly. Double trouble here today. End of the month, end of the week. It's Halloween, and it's Friday. Man, don't let the market boogie monsters come and get you.
Are you gonna pass Halloween with your kid or not?
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Like, our neighborhood is like, hey, we're gonna continue on Halloween the normal way. I'm like, okay, perfect. Let's do that.
Right, yeah. Don't you think it's already 100 pips up, so the bullish trend is going to be die soon and may consolidate?
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. You know, the only thing is, like, looking left, there's some sort of consolidation here. You know, like price kind of like came up, came down. So who knows what's gonna happen is that here right now, you know, we're creating like a minor support here on the 15-minute time frame. So if we create a resistance, then it should, like, you know, kind of like consolidate at that point. But kind of like waiting here too, because this is an area where it's rejecting right over here. You know, and if price is rejecting this area and it's also rejecting down here at 135,400, then it might start ranging between this area. Let's take a look here. This is, oh, we got GDP at 8:30, CAD GDP. And that's it. Oh, we had all Euro good news over here. Let's take a look at news here. US election result will impact yuan the most amongst Asian currencies. Oh, yes, I forgot about this. How the election is going to affect the China's economy a little bit, like those markets. Because both Trump and Biden, what's the word? Their policies are way different. You know, they're very different policies. So it's going to be very, very interesting what happens. Can you please give a look at this chart? All right, let's take a look here. Friday charts. You're in New Zealand, 30-minute chart, hoping for a retest of the broken resistance to continue down. You have clean traffic here to the left-handed as well. So yeah, makes sense. Should continue down. Should make like a minor resistance and then come down bearish. Wow, I have 140 messages over here. Hey, are you okay? Hey, the
On
stream's
Slack?
No, on Instagram.
Oh.
Holy.
Did the streams end?
Oh, shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the gulag was probably pulling all their hairs off.
Do we have to pay monthly?
No, man.
Yeah,
I'll give you
it's
my
crazy.
PayPal. Send it to me.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a fake out over here.
At 6:50, I saw your WhatsApp status that was before 12 o'clock. So I assume that you must be sleeping or maybe not feeling well. Then I sent you the message on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I was asleep.
Alarm clock didn't had a stop loss in, huh?
No, I put a stop loss on it.
Didn't get hit, it slipped.
Yeah, it worked and then I slipped it.
By 30 minutes. You slept by 30 minutes.
No, actually, someone called me. Someone started calling me on Slack, and then yeah, he woke me up, or I would have been out.
I thought you were having system issue, man. I was gonna call you, but I said he's having system issues.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, there was no motivation for Friday except for the fact that we're having a guest here today. Otherwise, there was
Any calls, Raja? Did you get any calls from what is it? Instagram?
no. I only got one call on Slack. Yeah, someone started calling, so I was like, okay, perfect. GU, GJ movements are similar. Why are you not trading for GU? Any advice? So basically, the way GU moves in New York session is because it moves based on two currencies, right? The pound and the US dollar. So the movements of, I mean, the only way you're going to see GU move with a nice trend is going to be when the pound is really, really strong, or the US dollar is really, really weak, right? There's no other reason you're going to see it moving. So if you're trading GU, you're basically basing it off of two currencies moving at the same time. And when you're looking at GPJPY, the reason I focus on GPJPY a lot on New York is because, you know, it's only being influenced by just one currency. That's the pound, you know, because yen is closed at that point. So which is why I feel like trading GJ is a lot easier than trading GU, because in GU you're basically wanting two currencies to be either very strong or very, very weak. Looks like it's also reaching some sort of a very strong resistance area here at this point.
This vault right here contains
Roger.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I took the, you know, where Sasha was saying people were taking sells. I actually did take a sell at about 135.22. I took a sell there based on the 4-hour resistance and possibly going back down. But even though it's looking bullish now, I still can't get myself to even take a buy. Although I'm not going to take any more trades for the day. I'm done for the day. I'm just looking at all the fundamentals. I'm looking at, you know, the Brexit negotiations still happening, and they're going to long them out. We know that. So nothing positive there. We're possibly even going to go into a lockdown in the UK at some point because the virus, or the V cases are exponentially increasing. And we've got elections coming up as well. So a lot of uncertainty. And I can't see any kind of bullish optimism, except for the chart, though.
So you're thinking it's going to continue bullish from this point?
No, down. I think that it, you know, there's a possibility we can still go back down again. And although the charts are showing otherwise,
Yeah.
and I've got no confirmations, but I'm looking at my fundamentals, and then just can't see the reason for it to go bullish, except for the fact that it's at the end of the month, and you know people will be closing positions and all sorts for it to go back up.
Yeah, see, now, technically, the only thing I see is this minor resistance at 135,600, right? And I think if it does going to continue down, it shouldn't break below 135,200. You know, because price came up, traded like a support, and it continued moving up. So if it's going to continue, so let's say we're thinking that, okay, price is going to continue moving up with a lot of volume, right? So price is already moving up over here. It's approaching a resistance. So what I'm thinking is that, okay, if it's approaching a resistance, I mean, technically it should reject it. And I think that rejection could be a retracement to create a support and then continue moving bullish. If we think price is going to continue up towards, you know, let's say 136. So I think if it does create support, then we may get that push in NYC open or, you know, by London close. But, yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, technically it should kind of like create like a resistance over here and come down a little bit. But if it breaks above this area and continues moving, then it's just how GJ moves, you know. Yeah, we're like, oh, yeah, that was GJ. And it continues moving. Because at this point, I don't see any confirmation at all except for this little break here, but at the same time, like, you know, we're approaching this resistance area to the left.
And am I wrong, or when that H1 candle at 5 a.m. When it kind of broke the bearish trend structure, because it kind of created a new high. I mean, after this moment, I mean, it was a good hint for price to continue bullish, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I was out long before that anyway. I mean, as soon as I yeah, I mean, as soon as the 15-minute broke the high of the previous 15, I was just like, okay, 70%, it closed it.
Yeah, that's good.
The rest thing. But, you know, I use lower risk as well. That's one of the things on a Friday and Mondays as well, because at the beginning I always use like a quarter risk anyway. So you got to take a punt at the market. But, you know, I'm out. But you should have been in my ear, man, telling me, wait, what are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing?
We all need a mini Raja on our desk.
Yeah. Actually, do you know when I was in the gulag, right? There'd be times where, like, I'd just about to take a trade, and then Raja would go, "I hope nobody's buying. I hope nobody's selling." I'd be like, "Oh, damn."
Classic.
Yeah. It says, honestly, I mean, so many times it saved me.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, when I'm looking for a trade or when I'm like marking up charts, I'm always talking to myself. You know, all the time. Like if I'm taking a trade, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, okay, why am I taking this trade? Like if I'm taking a buy at this point, I'm like, okay, why am I taking this buy? There's a resistance right there. Doesn't make any sense, Raja. Like why you? And the gulag is watching you, man. Like that's not a good trade to take. So then I'm like, okay, you know what? We're gonna wait for this resistance to break, and then we'll have a retest, and then we're gonna go up, right? And then yeah, I just start talking to myself. I have a mini Raja here on my desk. Right here. This mini Raja right here. Mini Raja is holding the bag.
The Vantage effects bag.
Yeah, the Vantage FX bag. Alright, let's take a look at this here. This is GJ 30-minute low created right over here. Candle closed weak bearish below resistance but formed a bearish engulfing pattern on the 15 minutes. So when this candle closed bearish on the 30-minute, it closed like a weak bearish candle. When you have a candle closing with a small body, that basically means that there's no volume in that candle. So there's very, very low confirmation. Took sells as this candle started forming with stop loss above the previous candle, later got stopped out. Yeah. So I guess what we learned from here is that this candle was a very, very weak confirmation candle, right? It was a very, very weak. I think if you were going to take a sell would have made sense over here, which was also like, you know, price was moving bullish.
One way I'm looking at this to explain this sudden reversal and fortunes in the GJ to myself is today was the lowest point it went to in the month, and if it didn't pull back now, this monthly candle would have closed with no wick, and that's very rare.
That it closes with no wick?
For a monthly candle to close with no wick, yeah. On the side of, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I mean, so I think this pullback was expected as the monthly candle was down.
Yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, I should have looked at that and planned for it.
See now.
I remember it now.
Yeah. See now, that's gonna happen again now sometime too. So you're gonna be ready at that point.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go grab some coffee, and then I think we're gonna have our guests ready here in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We'll see how that goes. All right, what's this? Hey Raja, I've been following your streams for weeks. Yesterday I got a job as a door-to-door salesman. Oh, nice. I feel like I'm following your footsteps. Do you have any tips for a new job? Door-to-door, I think that's the most hardest thing you can do. Yeah, I would say just keep going. Just keep going. Keep knocking. Knock on 100 doors. You know, every day. Knock on 100 doors, and that's all you got to do every day, and keep talking. Because here's the thing about sales, right? Whoever works in sales, you might know this. The thing about sales is that with every interaction, you keep getting better and better and better. Because sometimes, you know, like you meet a prospective client, you start talking to them, and then there's something in the middle, you say something wrong, and that destroys the sale. So you turn around, you go back, you're like, okay, let's start over. And while you're walking back, you're replaying that scenario, right? You're replaying that whole situation, and then you're talking to stuff that, okay, maybe I should have said this instead of saying this, or maybe I should have done this instead of doing this. You know, so for your next interaction, you're ready now. Right? You have those things in place, but still at the same time, you can't really quite get it out. So then you wait for the next one and next one. And as your interactions increase, your delivery of your pitch, it starts to get better and better. And the same thing in trading as well. You know, like when you take a trade, you take one setup, it's a loss, right? You go back, you look at it, you're like, okay, if this was a loss, how could I have made this trade better? Or how could I have seen things a little bit differently? So you execute differently the next time it happens, you know? So in trading, it's the same thing. You start to get better with every trade taken, you know? So I think when it came to trading, I had that same mindset of door to door that, okay, if one trade is not going to work, maybe there's something I can learn from it and then take the better trade the next time. So I think sales and trading was it kind of like got me prepared mentally for trading, because trading was pretty hard. Can anyone in the chat tell me what a booby trap candle means? So this was a booby trap candle right over here. A booby trap candle is the candle that kind of like traps you into thinking that price is going to go down. And then you execute on that candle, and the next candle just breaks it and goes up. So you got booby trap. That's what a booby trap candle is. That there's that one bearish candle in a very, very heavy bullish trend, which makes you think price is going to go down. But even if you look at this candle was bearish, but the 1 hour was still bullish. 15-minute was also kind of like doing a little bit of a retest to continue up. And at the same time, we're rejecting that resistance over there and trying to continue down over here. So let's see how this forms moving into NY Open and NYC. Gonna get some coffee and we're gonna continue the show.
You guys just got some DMs about the people asking about the hoodies. We said we were launching this week. We are just having a little problem with configuration of the because we're gonna get combos, with hoodies, t-shirt, hats. We're just having a little trouble like programming everything, so it's just gonna be delayed for a couple days. But don't worry, it's coming.
All right. Any recommendations if I see markets or Vantage effects? That's a personal preference. I've actually traded on both. I've traded on IC markets, also traded on Vantage FX. Both are pretty good brokerages. Both are pretty big. Nice, decent spreads. Okay, let's take a look at this chart here. This is GJ 30 minute. I think if the current candle closes bearish and the next one bullish above new resistance, we can expect GJ to continue bullish with NY volume to 135.800 and then potentially to 135.950. Yeah, that makes sense, right? The only thing is, you're right, like we're kind of like rejecting this area right here. So if we do reject, come down, create support, have any confirmations, price is going to continue up, and then we're going to continue moving up. My fourth day of my own analysis. Can you please tell me what I need to improve? All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. Look at this. Missed this trade as I came through the charts, and it's already moving down. Open sell right away after candle close right over here. Low volume bullish candle, spread price continue now, move stops this candle after 1 hour close. Oh, beautiful, man. This is very nice. Very nice. Price started moving even more after that. Beautiful. So I think whenever you're winning trades, I think you need to look at those trades and you really need to study them and see that, okay, if you won this trade, how can you look for the same situations again? That's how you win trades. Like, always look to see that, how can I get this same trade again? That same opportunity. Last trading day of the month, GJ up and away, don't fight the trend. I would say don't even fight any urge to take a trade on Friday. I think anyone who's trying to take their second trade today or fourth trade today or third trade today, I think you're doing it wrong. You got to stop at that point. Why was this bearish candle not enough to take a short to retest the low? Because the strong bullish momentum, or are there any other reasons? Yes, so one big reason why this candle here did not mean a sell was because we were closing above, like there was a lot of consolidation here to the left hand side here as well, right? Lots of consolidation. When you have consolidation, that means price will have a hard time moving through that area. So if you look at this candle close was also the first half-hour close on the 1 hour candle, which was making a lower wick over here. And if you look in the 15-minute, price came up to make a high and coming down to continue moving up. That's what it is. Like, if you're looking at candle trends section, that's basically what it means. Like, when our price is trending bullish, it's going to make a high, and after it makes a high, there's a very high probability that that high is going to be retested. I think that's what happened here on GBJPY. On the small time frames, we created a high here, and then we continued moving. Oh, we got Steven there trying to do pull-ups. Where's Kervin? Is Kervin still here? Oh yeah, Kervin's right there. Let's bring Kervin in one of the spotlights. Let's see. Let's take a look at US30. Oh, US30 is ranging here now. Actually, let's take a look at the Chinese indicator here. So pound is really strong. Pound is strong. They're saying yen is weak. So technically, pound yen should be continuing moving bullish. Based on price action, we don't see any confirmations here because we're approaching a resistance at this point. I'm looking for buys on candle flip. Oh. Man, I don't think anyone should be looking for trades here on Friday. Month is ending. I mean, it's just a part of discipline, right? If you cannot force yourself to call it a day today, when the month is ending, the week is ending, you're a trading fiend. That's what I want to say. Like, when you have addicts who just start looking for that next hit, that's what some people are. They start looking for that next trade, not knowing that it's the end of the week, it's the end of the month. Monday is going to be another day. This is going to be next week. This is going to be next month. So just call it a day. Just relax. Call it a day. Enjoy the Friday. Because honestly, I'm not even worried about the charts. I'm not even worried about where price is going to go. All I'm worried about is to have our guest here today and have a good time. That's it. That's all I'm worried about. So we really need to be disciplined. Oh, this is a good question. What's the difference between raw ECN and pro ECN? I think they're both are the same. ECN accounts, they're both the same. Normally, the difference between ECN accounts and standard accounts are that ECN accounts have lower spreads, you pay commissions. On standard accounts, you have higher spreads and you don't pay commissions. Chicago already going on lockdown and rest of the country might follow. Yeah, they're shutting down Chicago because of all the violence in Chirac, man. That's what's going on in Chicago. There's two sides to Chicago, there's South Side and then there's the other side. The South Side, no one goes to South Side. We were in Chicago and every Uber driver I talked to, I'm like, hey, let's go to South Side. He's like, no, we don't go to South Side. I'm like, why not? He's like, man, people get shot in South Side. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, so why would anyone shoot you? They're like, no, it's not about shooting me. It's like people have such bad aims that when they're firing each other, they shoot something else.
You get into crossfire and then you're
Yeah.
gonna be dead. Yeah, Chicago has basically the yin and the yang, yin and yang, the good and the bad.
Yeah, the problem is not about people shooting. The problem is they don't have good aims. So instead of shooting each other, they accidentally shoot you. What time will Funding Town show up? I have work and my schedule is tight. That's what I'd like to know. I don't know, probably 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes. But this is obviously going to be recorded so you can watch a recap. Has it crossed your mind to trade US30 next year? No. From what I've seen is that US30 mostly moves by NYC Open. And that time does not really fit my lifestyle, because I have to get ready for the gym, get ready for breakfast and all that stuff. So probably can't trade US30. I looked at US30 for 3 months. I tried trading it for a month, and overall I had losses on it because it wasn't the right time for me to trade it. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to drop it. So I didn't touch it again. Friday tricked me a little, so I overtraded a little, and I'm stopping now since I was leveraging profits. Gonna call it a day before I lose all my profits. Beautiful. Have a friend thinking about one of those funding accounts that we all know and love. I know people have had issues with their trading styles. Do you know what kind of trading style they look for? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, if there's going to be I think, see, I don't understand why you would have to trade a certain way to be on a platform. I just don't understand that thing. That means that if you are a scalper and you trade a certain way, you can't. I just don't know. I think that's absolutely dumb. For you to say that, hey, trader A, we don't like the way you trade, so you can't. I mean, all the profits you make, we're not going to acknowledge that. So, that's a little bit of a dilemma over there. For someone who is break-even, what challenges should he be expecting when he starts being profitable? When you start being profitable, one challenge you should expect is, like, sometimes, when price goes in profits, you're thinking, okay, it's going to go more a little bit, So one challenge is going to be accepting where you have to secure profits. Wow, see that strong rejection over there at NY Open. If it rejects in this area, it should come down, create some sort of a support, and then continue bullish. When I was watching the news last night and they were talking about how if Trump doesn't win, there's going to be a civil unrest. Like they're talking about removing weapons from like stores, you know, like Walmart and all those like small stores as well. They're like, man, things are going to go really, really bad if. Yeah.
Buying bullets or ammo right now in the U.S. is already pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's basically.
I was trying to go to the shooting range. I was trying to go to the shooting range the other day, and my friend was like, "Well, we got to find what place we're gonna buy the ammo from." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Oh.
And they go like, "It's an election year, Steven." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize this was a thing." Yeah, apparently every election year, ammo prices go up because people get, you know, a little spooked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. So the market went up for ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that, but it's just harder to find ammo.
Hey, I've been following you for a while. You're a really great trade, but my question is, what advice will you give to me about entering a trade? About entering a trade, I think the first thing you need to understand is when you're going to enter a trade is going to be, where is your stop loss going to be? Like, you know, how are you going to manage your stop losses? Where is your target going to be? What your risk is going to be? You know, are you really okay with that risk? Is this the only trade you're going to take? That's the most important. The most important thing is, I mean, just knowing how many trades you're going to take in that one day. You know, if you say I'm going to take 2 trades, then you're like, okay, 2 trades then. That's one good thing about like, you know, managing risk is like when you're managing risk, let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to risk 2%, and then you can kind of like break that 2% down into different positions. Like, okay, if I'm going to do 2%, let's say then I'm only going to take 2 trades of 1% each, you know, or I'm going to take 4 trades of 0.5% each. Or let's say if you're going to risk 4%, then you can break it down into smaller trades as well. You know, so I think that kind of planning is really important when you're starting on. Hey, good morning. I know you're talking about 2 to 3% per trade. I noticed that you start slow at the beginning of the month with 5 to 7. Later on in the same month, you increase your lot size. Could you explain a little bit more in detail? Yeah, so basically, when I'm starting my week, or let's say when I'm starting a new month, I start with lower lot sizes, right? Because I kind of want to, like, you know, gauge momentum, or if I'm going to start with lower lot sizes, I'm trying to see that, okay, if I can really secure profit. So once I go into middle of the month or middle of the week, and then I start increasing the lot sizes, because then I start leveraging the profits, you know, so leveraging profits to make more gains. That's the idea. Because in the middle of the month, in the middle of the weeks, you have a lot of volume, and when you see a setup that you've seen before, then I think it's just relevant to say, okay, like, you know what, this is something I've seen before, and let's kind of like add a little bit more risk to this trade. So as you take the same setups every day, your confidence starts to go up, and as your confidence go up, just naturally you increase your lot sizes. You know, naturally you're like, okay, I've been risking 2% on this trade, let me just go ahead and risk, you know, 4%, or let me just go ahead and risk 5%, because I've seen it happen a lot of times. You know, and as you're risking more, you're comfortable with that bigger risk because you know how to cut your losses short. You know, like, you know how to manage risk. You know how to, like, you know, what to do if candles start going against you, how much to close, you know, how to make sure that you lose less than what you planned. So I think once you got risk management down, then you can safely say, okay, like, you know what, then maybe sometimes we can kind of like increase our risk a little bit. Let's take a look here. If price create resistance, looking for sell on the next candle. Oh, this is just paper trading. Very nice. Profit target here. Then if we form support, we can continue up. Do you think you will ever explore trading options or stocks in addition to Forex? I dabble in stocks here and there, but not to the point where I'm going to consistently start trading them. Options, I don't understand options. I don't understand options. Like, to me, they're still a little bit of complicated here for me.
I know someone that can help you with that.
Can
Yeah.
you prove it, Sacha?
Can you prove it? Are you sure they press the button? I want to learn from someone who can press the button, you know? You need to be able to press the button. Yeah, once I go into options trading, I know exactly what people to contact. Oh.
It wasn't me.
Who let the dogs out?
I got 4 and they're very quiet.
Yeah. Any advice you can give to someone who is constantly gaining around less than 5% per month or doing break even every month? I think if you're doing break even every month, that's the best place you want to be, because when you first start trading, you know, you start risking, then you start losing a little bit. So that's called bleeding of the account. So whenever you're starting trading as a new trader, your main objective is to stop the bleeding. You know, normally when you come into trading, we basically come into this industry seeing people make a lot of money, or seeing people driving nice cars, or, you know, having lavish lifestyles. That's what attracts us to this industry. So once you come into this industry, you start trading, you're like, okay, listen, like, you know what? This is not working out for me. Like, I'm just losing money at the same time. And the reason why people lose money in the start is because they want to make those same gains as the people are making who they see on, you know, social media, TV, and advertisements and stuff like that. So I think the first step, what someone should focus on, is to manage risk, is to see that, okay, if I'm losing money, what can I do now to make sure I stop the bleeding, you know, that I don't lose a lot. You know, so once you stop the bleeding, then you come into a phase where you just break even. You break even for a very, very long time. Like, you're not losing a lot, you're not gaining money a lot, you're just breaking even. You're maybe in tiny profits, tiny losses, but not a big difference, right? And that's the stage where people get stuck in for a very, very long time. And I think the best way to break out of that stage is to just continue on and just start tweaking things, because that's the point where your losses aren't big, right? But at the same time, your winners aren't that big either. So you really have to start focusing on, okay, let's see, if I'm taking losses, how big are my losses? Are they getting smaller? What can I do to really make them small? Because at the same time, like, you know, if you're winning trades and if your losses are kept smaller at the same time, your winners are going to look bigger compared to your losers, you know, and that's where it takes the longest to stay in that break even. Because once you're in that break even phase, 2 things are going to happen. One, someone's going to get frustrated and they'll start over trading, and they'll just start to lose that discipline, and then you're going to go back to square one. You know, number 2, someone who's going to stay on that phase, and slowly you're going to start to see smaller profits come in. You know, so you have to stay focused on that stage now. So I guess we have the guest here. Just message me. We are here letting you know. Welcome. Just going to see if we can.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you guys.
Oh, hi everyone. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Great. Good morning. I can't see any like stuff in the chat. I don't know if it's just quiet or if we. Oh, perfect. Oh, okay. I can see it now. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So we have 2 chats running right now.
Gotcha.
There's the Zoom chat, and then there's the YouTube chat.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
so we can see the Zoom chat. Yeah, it's all working.
Okay, awesome. So these are the people behind Funding Talent. We had them on in July, I think. In July we had them on, and they're back again. Thank you for taking the time. I know you guys are really busy, so
thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. One thing I want to ask, which I don't think we asked before. Now, where did this name Funding Talent come from? What was the whole idea behind all this thing?
Oh, it's a good question. You know what? I think when I was coming up with, I came up with the name, I wanted it to just kind of reflect what we were doing, because that's really like our goal. is to fund talented traders, like to find talented traders. I think actually the first name I came up with was finding talent, and then it kind of merged to funding talent, which worked out nicely. But yeah, I wanted the name to reflect what we do. So
Finding talent, yeah, I know, it's pretty nice. It's pretty cool that way.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, that's nice. Let's see here. Someone asked about a cashback program. If I open an account with them, I don't think there's such thing as a cashback program, is there?
No, like we do have two options. So I'm not sure if in July, did we have the aggressive option in July?
We did. So we do. Sorry, go ahead.
Yep. So we do have a new aggressive option. So basically, we have our classic model where we do cash payouts every 2 weeks. So I'm not sure if that's what they're talking about with cashback, but we also now have an aggressive model. So it's a higher percentage that we pay out bi-weekly, but it does go directly to the live account. So it's more to scale for people who trade a little bit more aggressively, who don't like the consistency rule and need a little bit more leniency with their drawdown. We wanted to accommodate them, while at the same time, we don't want to be paying out people who are just kind of lucking into things.
Yeah.
So we put it directly to the live account that they can access once they've, remained in the program long enough to build it up.
Yeah, the lurkers, right? Like the lurkers come in, they're like, let me just test how this is, and if accidentally they run it, they're like, oh, okay, you know what? They call in, they're like, hey.
Yeah, and I think like that's where there can be some confusion. People ask why there's a consistency rule, and really like that's it. And we're looking for talent. We're not looking for people who can just get lucky, because yourself, like some people that come into the market, they do gamble. They don't really trade. They gamble, right? And we don't want to be paying out based on that type of behavior. So we've had to obviously put in parameters that make it make sense for us.
Yeah, exactly. For people who are wondering, Jess is actually a very talented trader as well. So it's not like the company started just out of thin air. Like, she's actually a good trader, and I think you saw an opportunity here that, okay, if you're a trader, and some people, they don't have enough funds to trade. So I guess what I want to ask is, who is this program best for? Like, who do you think can like gain the best advantage from like a funding account, or like
Yeah, so I think our program is best for people who don't do well with targets. So that was kind of my whole thing. Like when I started funding talent, and this goes back to like me being a trader and kind of the niche that I saw needed to be filled with prop firms. My issue that I always had with prop firms is that there's this target kind of looming over your head, and it can really affect your mentality, right, when you're going to trade. So what I would say is our program, and it depends on which model we're talking about, but our classic program is best for traders who, have a set trading plan. It doesn't work best for people who only trade like once a week. So if you're like a positional trader or a long-term swing trader, I'll just be honest, our classic model is not very good for you, because we do have a minimum set trading days.
Okay.
So you have to consider all of those things. Like, we know that our program's not suited for everyone, and we don't make that claim. That being said, our aggressive model does not have the trading day parameter, so it's a little bit more lenient in terms of that.
Yeah, no, that's good. Oh, are magic keys allowed?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually tell people, I think Magic Keys is great. I purchased one myself. The only type of EAs we don't like are like EAs that are based on someone else's strategy. So like EAs that place trades based on someone else's, strategy and plan, because then we're not really gauging your talent. We're gauging
Someone
whoever's
else's talent.
Yeah. So
So we always do ask, like, we know that we have that no EAs and bots rule up on our website, but if you had a specific EA that you really were interested in using, maybe it's one you came up with yourself or one that trails your stop loss or whatever it may be, send us an email at support and break it down for us. Let us know what it is and we can simply approve it or disapprove it. More than likely we'll approve it so long as it's not automatically trading for you. But we're at your disposal 24/7, so we're always happy to take a look into the specific EA or bot that you were looking at.
See, that's one thing I really like about you guys is now you know there are a lot of different companies out there who give this really like a very, I'd say, like non-emotional corporate response, right?
Yeah.
And I think as the market is evolving and as people are getting smarter and smarter, they're looking for companies and people who can relate to them on a personal level. And I think that's the best way to grow business as well, because like, you know, like all the reviews I've seen about you guys is just that's like, hey, like, you know what, we had our answers on time. And especially I was looking at the page yesterday, the funding talent page, and you guys actually do Instagram lives.
Yeah,
we do. Yeah.
We try to do them as much as possible, but
Yeah.
we're growing really fast, so it's crazy around here. But we try to do them as much as possible.
Yeah,
But yeah, going back to what you said, totally. Like, and that's something as well. Like, I think it's helped me that I started as a trader because I can like empathize with my clients.
Yeah.
Whereas some people start prop firms purely as a business. I can really relate to people. Of course, it's a business too. Like, guys, we all know that. But we do try to look at everyone as a human, and we try to empathize where we can. So.
Yeah, I think what Jessica did really well is she made a program that was designed for the trader, not just for our company. So we always look to build these mutually beneficial relationships with our clients because we would be nowhere without our members. So simply not benefiting them at all wouldn't make sense for us either. So yeah, that's definitely something I feel like Jessica did really well when creating the program, is to make a program that's for the trader as well.
I just want to touch on a question here. So if I see someone said a support staff told them magic keys is not allowed. I am training a whole bunch of people, so that was probably just a little mistake. So I apologize for that, but it is definitely allowed. And then trade copiers, guys, if you're copying trades from your live account to your demo account, that's totally fine. I just don't want you copying someone else's trades because, again, I'm trying to find talented traders, not people who can just copy other people, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, that makes sense.
If you don't mind, I have a question for you, girls.
Yeah.
I've been trading with you for this is my 3rd month with you.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Such as famous now.
Thank you. So yeah, I have a question. I actually moved to the aggressive model last month.
Yeah.
I really like it. Had a question though. I kind of moved to the aggressive model because I was scared of the consistency rules, since I use a dynamic risk strategy. So sometimes I'm going to use 2 position of 5 lots, or 1 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 position. So I was always scared about that with the regular program. But I also like the regular program by the fact that every bi-weekly I get 10%, you know, and I can put this money into my personal live account also. So I kind of like that, but I was wondering, is that breaking any consistency rule or?
So with the consistency rule, and I know it's a little subjective and it's a little bit annoying. Sorry guys, I'm blocking out there. But what we ask is simply that you're not changing your risk percentage too much. The other thing is that, you know, like your trading style is consistent. So the best way to explain it is your trading plan that you have for yourself should include, you know, your risk per day, your risk per trade. And I'm not talking about lot sizes, because we all know that lot sizes, you know, it's gonna really depend on the pair, your stop loss, whatever. I'm not gonna get into all that, but so lot sizes, I wouldn't worry about that. We look at your risk percentage. If you're risking it, you know, kind of risking it for the biscuit one day, and then you go back down to a super low percentage, those sort of, you know, jumps are gonna flag you. I want to be really clear though, we don't withhold payouts for inconsistency. We just move them to the live account. So we're never going to look at you and say, you're not getting anything because of your consistency. We simply put it to your live account so we can continue gauging it. The best explanation to give you, like, we don't have a challenge, so we do need these type of parameters in order to, you know, kind of gauge your skill and gauge, because we have traders from all over joining us from all different levels, right? But the best thing you can do, send me your trading plan. I'll actually review them. I do about, you know, 5 a day. I'll go through personally and look at it for you. So you can send it to support, or you can send it to Jessica at forextips101.com. I'll look at it and make any tweaks if I feel that it's not in line with what, you know, we're asking. Or I'll give you suggestions or maybe ask you about certain things. But if you send me a detailed plan, I can let you know. And I never have an issue doing that. That goes for anyone here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very appreciated, because to be honest, I never risk more than, I think I go from 0.5% to 4% max, you know, so.
Yeah, and I understand, like, again, like I'm a trader, so I know lot sizes change. That's not the issue. The issue is when, you know, someone is aggressively scaling into positions one day and then they don't enter hardly any positions the rest of the month. So I have nothing to gauge. Like, I have no data. So how do I know if this person's going to consistently make me money? Because it has to mutually benefit us both, right?
Yeah, and I have to thank you, because I experienced the customer service, and customer service was very great. So thank you very much.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, you're so welcome.
Awesome. So let's do this, right? So since we have new people coming in the stream as well, and some people really don't know how these things work. So let's do this, right? Let's suppose that I'm a lost, confused trader, and I found some sort of consistency on my $1,000 account. You know, I'm like, hey, you know what? I ran my $1,000 account to 2,000, and I'm looking into, let's say, funding talent to see that, okay, how can I really increase my skills? So what can I expect? So let's say I sign up for the package here for the $600 here, for the $100,000 account.
Yeah.
What can I expect from this moving forward here?
Yeah, so I'll kind of just walk you through how it works when you sign up, and Josie will probably have to cut in and help me with some of the back office stuff. But essentially what happens is the client signs up. Within 24 hours, we get your details to you. We work really, really hard to make sure that it's earlier than that. But again, you know, we're bumping, we're busy, so sometimes it can take a little bit of time. I do want to say too, like, if you don't get your details within 24 hours, check your junk, because sometimes it goes there. You begin trading, so you can trade, you know, we don't limit when you can trade. We don't limit weekends or any of that foolishness. You can hold trades over the weekend. So if you want to start trading right away, you can. Go through our rules. I kindly ask that you look through and really understand, you know, all of the risk rules beforehand. If you look through our rules and you say, you know, like, you know what, I'm not really clear on this, this, and this, just set up a call with us. I'll have someone in my office hop on a call and explain anything you need, because I would really rather you understand the rules and not join if you don't like it, than join and, you know, then there's kind of animosity between us. Yeah. So then, you know, you begin trading in 2 weeks so you'll get an email with your payout dates. We pay automatically every 2 weeks if you're profitable.
Okay.
So we'll look through after 2 weeks, make sure that you followed all the rules. You'll get an email telling you that you're eligible for payout. You tell us your payout method, and we try to get you paid that same day. Okay. There can be delays, of course, if, you know, you're not getting back to us on time or things like that. But yeah, it's a bi-weekly payout. So it's based on a percentage of your profits. And it is 10% of any profits you make. And some people think that's really, really low, but it's really not when you understand our model, because it's compounded. So we give you 10% of profits bi-weekly, plus we also give you up to $5,000 that goes into a live account for you. So you're growing with us in a really, it's more of like a slow and steady way for some people who aren't super aggressive, but it is, you're able to compound it, and we don't limit your ability to compound. There's no cap at your live account, because as your live account grows, we make money too, right? As you continue trading. Yeah. So basically, let's say if I have that $100,000 account,
right?
Yep.
And let's say if I make, let's say the first week that $100,000 account went to 115,000, so I made 15,000 on that.
Yep.
So it's the 10% off 15,000
Yeah.
that goes
Yep.
into my profits. Okay.
So you'll get, if you made $15,000, you get $1,500 paid out, and your account doesn't reset. So if you keep trading that account, and let's say it stays at $1,500, you don't make any profits, but you don't really lose any, you'll get another $1,500 in 2 weeks' time as well.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty neat. So, what about brokers? Is there like a broker I can choose, or just like one thing I can go with, or how does that work?
Yeah, Josie will list out the brokers for you. One thing I want to say, these are our demo brokers. So some people are a little bit unhappy when they're not regulated, but guys, they're just demo accounts. So it's not, when you go onto your live account, it is a fully regulated broker, like with the, it's an ECN, it's a great broker. It's actually Black Bull Markets. But when you're demo, we just honestly, what we did is we pulled the most popular brokers and we just included those. So if you want to listen to
So we have right now, we have Exness, we have Purple Trading, FX Choice, Hugo's Way, KOT, Tick Mill as well, and I believe that's it. We have those 6.
Purple Trading.
I said that one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think that's the 6 we offer. I know that a lot of you do send us emails regularly saying, "Hey, this is who I use." Oh yeah, we have Vantage as well. Thank you, Austin. So we do have a lot of people that message us regularly saying, "This is the broker I really like. Could you look into it?" We absolutely do. So we take note of all those brokers that popularly come up. Jessica goes through them, makes sure there's no server issues, checks the reviews, stuff like that. And then we could look to expand our list and include them. We just want to make sure that we're providing you a list where you're not going to log in and see a server issue, or there won't be broker manipulation, stuff like that. We want you guys to have the best customer experience possible. So that's why we chose the brokers we did, and they were recommended by most of you. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So it's basically when someone signs, so we're signing up to something like a demo account, and then those profits, they get added to a live account, or we can withdraw those profits or whatever.
Yep. So, so essentially what happens at the end of the month, we'll actually send you the broker information that's sent out to the client. You don't need to make your account or anything. And we'll fund you with like I said, on a $100,000 account, it's up, anything you make on that account up to $5,000, we put into a live account for you. Yeah. There's a whole video explanation, guys, on the website that'll break it down more simply, but in essence, we're going to take $5,000, we're going to put it into a live account for you to trade later. Once you access that account, so once it builds up to the cap, or the minimum is $15,000, there's no time constraint on, like, you can take as long as you need to get to that point. And you keep 75% of all profits once you get there.
I did want to mention, there is a question here, and we actually do love to answer this one. It's just about our business model. Someone asked, how do their payouts work with so many traders, and if a lot of them are making potential profit, where do they get the money to pay out based on the sign-up fee, monthly fee? Something that we always tend to explain to you guys is just that we are a subscription-based business, so of course we do generate revenue based on those monthly subscriptions.
Yeah, guys, like, and I think like people, there's this negative connotation with it, but we're very open about this. There's nothing for us to hide. Of course we make money on fees. Like, I'm not going to ever sit here and lie to you and tell you that we don't, because that would just be silly. We're not making a huge profit on those fees. You'd be very surprised at with the amount of payouts we're doing every day. You can come to our Facebook group and see for yourself. You'd be surprised how it kind of dwindles down what we take in. But we do also make money, and sorry, Josie, I know I cut you off. When our traders go live, we have like many live traders now. Many. We have, I don't know, what's the number? It's over 100 that are live, and they're making us money. So that's where we get a lot of our profits from, is from that profit split as well.
That's the main goal in this program. Again, it goes back to the name of the program, Funding Talent. We want to get talented traders onto those live accounts where we take our profit split. That's the main goal, and that's where we're going to generate the most revenue. So we pay those bi-weekly payouts out of pocket as an investment into you as a trader from our team, because we are investing into you. We want to find that talent so that we can get you onto the live account.
No, that's pretty sick. You know, when the first time I heard about funding companies was, and the first thing that came to my mind was that, okay, if there's a company who is saying that we are funding traders with live $100,000 accounts, I started to think about it. I'm like, listen, so if 50 people sign up, they're giving 50 people live $100,000 accounts. Who's funding them? Is this the mafia?
Yeah.
Like, are they in contact with the cartel? Like, what's going on over here? You know? So I think this makes a lot more sense, because, like, at the same time, you have to protect yourself financially, and also you have to protect the traders who sign up financially as well. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and I can see the messages here in the YouTube here now, like they're really liking the way it's all transparent. Like, it's not like a corporate response. No, certain things we can't say, you know. So yeah, so I think that's what really like had me attracted to you guys. That, okay, like, you know what, they are very personable, they're open about their business, they're transparent, and I think that's where good people gravitate to.
Yeah, that's our goal. We try to, you know, be as honest and transparent as we can.
Yeah, the thing is, like, if our members aren't succeeding, simply we're not as well. That's why I always call it like a mutual beneficial relationship, because when you guys are succeeding, that's when our program flourishes. Like, we would be nothing without our members, and we are so appreciative of all you guys. So you have our support team at your full disposal at all time. You're always welcome to send us a message, set up a Zoom call with myself or someone else on our team. Let me explain a rule to you that you don't understand. Let me explain how the model works, stuff like that, because we want you to have a full understanding so that you have the best possibility of succeeding in our, because that's what's most important to us, for sure.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for everyone that the experience is smooth. Absolutely. I just want to answer. I saw a question. The live account with Black Bull. Is it a Prime account? Mm-hmm. So we have a corporate account. So we try to keep like spreads and everything as low as we can, working with them for you. But yes, it is a Prime account. I couldn't remember the two different ones they have. We know that spreads are really important to you guys. Yeah. We actually used to offer IC markets like as a demo account. And I know a lot of people ask too if we're ever going to bring them back. And it's just, they have a lot of server issues, unfortunately. So it was making it like really, it was a bad experience for our members, because you would know yourself, if you're scalping and like a server crashes, it's chaos, right? So
you're stuck in that position. You're like, oh.
Yeah. At one point, we had hundreds of members who experienced the server crash. Of course, like, most of them blew their accounts, and of course, we're not going to penalize them for that at all. It was a server issue. So we did work with everybody, but you can imagine taking our time for hundreds of members, having to give everybody brand new accounts and whatever have you. It took a long time. So we're just trying to avoid a situation.
And I'm not trying to speak badly on IC markets. I think it was just the one demo server we were using.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's, I can't speak on the live accounts, but I just want to be clear about that. We're not bashing their company. No. It just was a server issue. It happens. We want to, we want to make the experience good.
Yeah, these things happen, and we don't want guys to go all full bananas on IC markets now too. Cause,
no, please don't. That's not what we're saying.
That's awesome. So there was one. So like last night, you know, like people sent me some questions and concerns, and I kind of want to direct them here.
Sure.
When does the monthly fees get activated on the?
Yep. So the monthly fee is due 1 month from your first trading day. Okay. So I want to be clear on this too. There's no automatic billing. Like, we don't automatically take money from anyone, because I know, like, when I join a service, I always think about that. Like, I'm like, are they going to automatically take it? That does not happen with us. And the reason being, most of our traders never end up paying it anyway, because you can pay it based on your demo profits. Mm-hmm. So on a $100,000 account, all you need to make to pay your monthly fee is $250. So it's less than 1%. Like, it's a really, you know, low kind of, not target, but to pay your monthly fee, that's how much you need to make. And we don't, that doesn't affect your payout either. It doesn't come out of your cash payout at all. So we've tried to keep that like as in our traders' favor as we could.
Yeah, I know, that's nice. That's nice. We already answered that question. That was about, like the profits from what you make on that big account. Okay, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I missed any questions on the side. Has there any cases of payouts rejected because of certain reasons? Like what's been happening to FTMO? So our live traders, there have never once been an instant where our live traders were not paid out. Absolutely not. They're trading, on the live account themselves, so no. What I say with the demo payouts, you need to follow the rules, guys. So, and I'm again trying to be really honest and forward about that. If the rules are not abided by, of course we're not going to issue a payout because it just wouldn't make sense, right? You need to read through and understand those. Again, I'm happy to clarify anything. We can hop on Zoom calls. We want to make sure and understand the rules. That's, what makes most sense for us. I also just, before we head off, because we're going to try to wrap it up within the next couple of minutes, sorry, I have to go to another meeting, but we do have a refund policy and I wanted to chat a little bit about that. So the way our refund policy works is if you sign up with us and within 48 hours, let's say you read through the rules and you say, like now that I'm getting a better understanding, this isn't for me, we will give you a full refund. We just ask that you don't trade on the account. So, just get to know the program a little bit first. And that's just to protect us from, people abusing our refund policy, which we did have issues with. So we're just trying to make it work both ways.
Yeah,
and I did quickly mention too, I do see a few comments here discussing the payout methods we offer. Which,
guys, we are trying to add Skrill.
Yeah,
we really are. We're going back and forth with Skrill and it's taking a really long time. We had like, a 6-week wait to get on a call with them. So we're really actively trying to get it done, but I think they're really delayed because of COVID and they had some delays on their end.
But they should be next.
That's what we're adding next. We know you guys want to see it. We're trying really hard.
Yeah, you know what's happening? Any delay we see in anything now, it's all blamed on the C word, the virus. Anything.
I know, that's what we're blaming everything on.
It's so funny. Like, I know you could go to buy a hairdryer. And like, it's not COVID. No, totally, I get it.
Any chance of adding e-transfer?
E-transfer, we can look into it for Canadians. I'll write it down and I'll look into it. We wouldn't be able to do it for obviously people in other places because they couldn't get it to us. But I think that's something we could work out. Yeah, let me look into that for you, okay?
Thank you.
Hey, I got a question in regards to the aggressive account.
So this is Mac?
Yeah, you guys probably know me already. When it comes to the aggressive account, I'm kind of confused because I did FTMO, I passed the challenge and all of that, but I don't like them. we don't like them at all.
Okay.
So I want to try out your program, and I'm an aggressive trader. So when it comes to the max loss, you say it's 10% on a daily basis, or is it like an overall thing?
No, so there's no overall loss. You could basically run your account down to next to nothing. Obviously, that wouldn't benefit anyone, but there's no max overall. There's just a max daily, and it's of the original balance. So
but it's 10%. 10% of the aggressive, right? So it will be like, let's say, on a 25K will be 2,500. All right, cool. Thank you. So I'll definitely try that. You guys out. So.
Awesome. Look forward to it. Sorry, just trying to see any last minute questions I can answer. The point of trading the live account, I see Kevin, I think it is, asked that, would be to compound it over time. That would be my goal personally, but some people will access their live account and just withdraw all their profits. The really great thing I don't think I mentioned is that even when you go live, so once you get your $15,000 live account, okay, if you're on the 100K model, I'm using that number because it's easy. Let's say you get to your $15,000 live account, we continue adding up to $5,000 from your demo account each month. So you can keep trading your demo account, keep getting your biweekly bonus. So you can keep doing that, and we'll continue funding it because the point is we want to compound it over time.
I do really quickly want to touch on something. I just saw a few quick questions, and we do want to be very transparent, of course, all the time. With the aggressive model, you are not getting biweekly cash payouts. We want to make that very clear. Your biweekly 20% bonus is deposited directly into your live account so that you can scale that live account quicker, gain access to it, and then you start making 90% of all profit. The profit split is increased on the aggressive model. So instead of on the classic model, it's 75%. On the aggressive model, it's 90%. We want to be clear, though, that those 20% biweekly bonuses are not paid out in cash. They're deposited directly into that live account for you, allowing you to gain access a little quicker.
And that, and another point too is you can access it. I mean, we've had people access it in
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. Like it depends on, you know, your profitability, your skill, your how aggressive you are. But it's not usually taking people as long because we're giving you a larger profit split. So it's, each program works better for depending on your style.
Yes.
Neither one is better. It just, they suit different styles better. Absolutely. We wanted to add something that would cater to people, because I understand, like, I know it's frustrating. Not everyone trades the same way. And that's fine. Like, you can trade a million different ways and be profitable. So we're trying to, as best as we can, accommodate people while still making sense for us.
Yeah, and Chris, you absolutely can use your profits from the aggressive model to pay your monthly fee the same way you could at the end of your month if you were using the classic. So out of that 20% deposit into your live account, you are absolutely more than welcome to deduct your monthly fee from that, so it doesn't come out of your pocket. That's no problem.
Oh, and another thing, sorry, I should mention, if you're joining and you're like a little bit hesitant because of the election, and you want to join like the classic model, but you're worried about the minimum trading days, we will allow you to take off that week. So if you want to join and pause during the election, you absolutely can. We don't want to make anyone trade during crazy times.
Yeah, just make sure to send us an email at support. This is for anybody who's planning to sign up before the election, or maybe who's already signed up and you were worried about that, like Jessica said. Please just send us an email at support. Have all your trades closed when you're ready to stop trading. Send us an email, let us know you closed your trades and that you're going to pause. Then you're simply just going to send us an email when you're ready to come back on again, and we're going to start you off where you left off so you're not missing out on anything.
This is actually pretty awesome because, like, you know, we have this company started by a trader. So you obviously know the mindset of how traders work, what they look for, like certain things they like, certain things. Because, like, the last thing you want to tell a trader is that, hey, we don't like the way you trade, so I'm sorry, you know, that's not going to work out. And I think that's how Ted started his brokerage as well, because he saw the problems in the brokerage industry. So of course he's a trader as well, so like, hey, like, you know what, I can maybe run this better, you know. Same thing when we started Magic Keys. It was also like the same idea that, hey, like, you know, I want something which I can really control being away from my desk, right? Or having to go through all those options, and it worked. And I think people who kind of like resonated with those ideas, they supported it, you know. And the same thing here, we have Hunting Talent, great traders. I think they started this idea of, like, you know, having something for themselves. And if people that connect with the same, like, you know, I would say like mind wavelengths, they'll kind of like resonate with the same ideas and come forward too. So I think when you have people in the same industry and they start businesses around that industry, they work really, really well, rather than someone just coming in for like a corporate profit type of model. That's something I don't like personally.
I agree. You can tell, you can tell when people approach it from the perspective of like being a trader versus trying to make money from traders. Yeah.
Like, you can see that. You can see it. You're like, yeah, I see what you're doing over there.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. So I think if it's okay, we're going to have to run shortly. Is there any kind of last minute things we wanted to touch on before we head off?
Somebody's asking, like, how can you top off the account? Like, top up?
Yeah,
can
so
you,
we
like, is there a
have
maximum?
a top up fee. So let's say you're, you know, trading your $100,000 account and it's not going great, but you haven't violated the rules. There's a small fee, and you could top up your account so that the next month you start fresh.
Right.
So Rosie, if you want to talk about the fees.
I do really quickly just want to touch on that top-up fee. You can only do this at the end of your trading month. So at the end of your trading month, let's say you ended with a balance of $96,000, or $96,000. You haven't violated any rules. You're simply not profitable. If you pay only your month-up fee or your monthly fee, you'd continue next month with a balance of $96,000 instead of resetting to 100K. It would simulate the way a real market works. If you want to top your account back up to $100,000 in the real world, you'd make a deposit. So that top-up fee is simply an extra deposit to bring you back up to 100K. That's all. But yeah, we just do want to clarify, you can only do this at the end of your trading month. You can't top up in the middle of your trading month.
Perfect. So it's like a one-time reset fee. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's all done through your member dashboard. So we have like a nice little interface, and we're working on making it look even better, but things are a little crazy around here, so do bear with us. But we're trying the best we can to add all these things that you guys want. Any suggestions you have, you can always email me. I seriously, I look through every single email I get. So if there's something you want to see from us, if there's something, you don't like or that you would appreciate, please let me know. I really do. I've made tweaks to this program as it's went, as it's kind of evolved. Based on your guys' suggestions. So definitely reach out.
And the last thing I want to touch on myself is just, I did see a few of you talk about where you live in the world. That doesn't affect you in terms of our program. We accept traders from anywhere in the world, any country, any continent.
Yeah, we're Canadian based, but we are joined from all over the world.
And then one more thing, just that our demo accounts, I know that some of you live in certain countries that aren't supported by that specific demo broker.
It doesn't matter.
However, it does not matter. If you live in a country, in Canada, and that's not supported by Purple Trading, you can still use Purple Trading in our program.
Yeah.
So don't worry about where you live and that affecting your account with us. No matter where you live, you'll get the same experience.
Also, a last question. A lot of people asking, can you use MT5? And I know for a fact you guys are using software to track. It's only MT4.
I understand. I think cTrader is the other one people are asking for a lot. Guys, it's in the works. I'm working really hard to get it added, but these things, they take a lot of time. If I could snap my fingers and have it, I really would. But MT4 is just our most popular, obviously, option. So when I created it based on what I knew the consumers wanted the most, but we are definitely adding it. For sure. It's going to be I'm going to tell you within the next year, you'll see it in our program. So both cTrader and MT5 are coming.
Yeah. But right now we operate solely on MT5.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Well, it's good you guys are doing well, growing, and wish you continued success, and probably next year we could probably have you guys back on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Anytime you reach out, anytime we'll make time for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna head off.
So much.
Thank you.
We're gonna continue to support you guys. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Merry
See you
Christmas.
later.
Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Hallelujah.
Because
Bye.
Christmas is around the corner. Okay, bye, Mac.
That was good, Roger.
Ooh, in the background, I saw Kervin waving his hands back and forth. I guess he got in buys on gold.
Yeah.
Yo, good morning, guys.
Good morning, fam.
Holy shit, I haven't been on this thing in forever.
Damn, LeBron. Nice.
So those are the guests from Funding Talent. This is their Instagram page right here on the link right here. So you can go there and check them out. But wow, man, looks like gold's gonna maybe correct this till 1891.
I'm looking for 1900 to be honest for the rest
Same
of the
here, 1900
day.
would be plus. Holy shit.
Hopefully the monthly candle closes around 1900 today.
You got in buys, LeBron?
Yeah, I missed some pendings overnight.
By 2 pips?
Yeah, but then I took some actual trades in the morning when I woke up.
Okay.
I loved how Max said, I'm actually an aggressive trader. I couldn't hold my laughter. Inside, I was dying.
But that's the truth. What am I going to say?
But for you, Mac, to be honest, you don't need an aggressive account. You need a super, super aggressive account.
Yeah.
F you, Kerwin.
The way you trade, man. Oh, man.
No, the best part was when Max did the mic.
man.
You probably know me already.
Gold is blessing us.
Yeah, gold is really
Yeah.
moving up over
I
here.
can't believe it.
Gold was never a buy.
Well, yeah, I can't believe it.
60 pips so far.
And it's only $10 to 1900.
What's this question? Historically, is November a good time to trade? I think every 4 years, November is not a good time to trade. Just like this year, just like 4 years ago. But man, this time it's even harder because you got elections, you got the virus thing happening, you have vaccine optimism, you have holidays, you have Brexit talks. Like, whew, November is like tsunamis coming in November. It's going to be difficult.
Kerwin, you're not looking for a rejection at 1894.5.
No, not at this point, to be honest.
Look at all the
I
wicks
mean,
we've
we
got
may,
on there.
you know, we may create some sort of small resistance on lower time frames, but the worst thing that can happen is gonna create a small resistance, and later on it's gonna break it, because
Yeah,
the way the volume is starting to move into the market.
look
I
on the
mean,
H4
but think this, because it's the monthly candle closing. So in my end, the monthly looks really good to close around 1900.
Yeah, but that's where it's been struggling, so it needs to close below that. I think it might reject at 94 because that's where all the wicks are on the H4. Ideally, it does need to test 1900, then close below.
Yeah, yeah, that could happen.
If it closes above, then it's back in that range that it's been in since the mid of October.
Okay.
Like if you go on the H4,
yeah,
literally since the 13th of October, it's been ranging on the H4. It had like one break above to 1925, then back into that range.
1925?
Yeah, yeah.
That's far away.
Oh, it's far
No,
away.
what I'm saying is that it had one break above. It's literally it's been ranging from 1900-ish
yes
to 1912, 1913.
Yes, 19. Yeah, around there. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and it has broke. So like now, like you say, on the daily and on the monthly, it's got to close below 1900. Otherwise, it's back in that messy area.
Yeah, because right now, and this is the thing, if you look at the monthly candle, it's basically a nothing candle so far. It's a doji coming from a bearish move. So basically,
yeah, I see that.
Yeah. So what I'm expecting is this candle closed like a doji, but a small bullish candle, retesting 1900s at this point.
Yeah, I get you.
Because think this, I mean, we have election next week, so it's really hard to believe that gold is gonna continue. It was to continue dropping today.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't create a lower wick, but it's quite a bit away. Do you know? On the monthly?
Yeah, but we had a nice structure based on the 4 hour. 4 hour left a beautiful hammer, and then the next 4 hours is basically just engulfing that entire area, which was the consolidation from 2 days. Not consolidation, but the break of a structure from 2 days.
Yeah, you see, for me, I did have it in that like 1912 to 1917. I had that marked on my chart as a no trade area because it was just wicks. But yeah, like I'm in buys at the minute, but I'll be looking for more buys at, where did I say? I'll be getting in more buys if it retests the 1879. That would be the perfect entry, 1880-ish. And then I'll be looking for sells at 1894 and 1900.
Someone saying perfect setup for GJ buys. I would say probably not, because there's a resistance here and we need to break this area to continue up for buys. Taking a buy here, having a stop loss down there would not make... I mean, this is a trade I've taken in the past and I've lost this trade. Taking a buy here, expecting price to break resistance, not going to work. Probably going to wait for price to break above this area and then take buys.
Yeah. And also on GJ Rakeel, you've got the HM4 daily zone.
Yeah, right here. You got the 4 hour rejection here at this point.
Yeah.
just signed up for market fluidity. Just wondering. Oh, it takes about 8 hours for the emails to go through. See, if I was looking at gold at this point, I would see. I want to say that I would want to see some sort of a retracement, but it's also gold. It may just continue moving up. That's just how gold moves.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. Oh, someone just entered buys on GJ.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Success.
Hope you have great success.
Yes.
You gypsy, you like the stops, yes.
Get my hat, cowboy.
You gypsy. All right, I'm out, guys. Be safe.
All right.
Take care.
Bye. You know, I gotta say it like 3 times.
You jump from here to the gulag and go back and go back.
I
You
say in
bring
the chat, right?
information from the gulag.
Yeah. I was in gulag with gypsy tears. Bye bye. Bang bang ski ski.
How would you trail your stop loss on gold? I mean, below. Oh, Kervin, how would you trail your stop loss on gold?
I mean, from the key levels to key levels, man. If you look at the 30 minutes, basically, look at. So where was your last 30-minute candle? That's mm-hmm.
That's far away.
Exactly. So that's your last key level. If your entry was somewhere around there, I mean my entry was way below that. My entry was 1872. So at this point, my runner, my stop loss is at that 30-minute low. But if you enter at the previous 30-minute candle, your stop loss should be let's say, I mean, I will say 1884 at this point. I'm not expecting gold to come back to that level. But I mean, for me, since it's a runner, I'm just letting it run as it should be. If I see that anything is coming below the 1884, then I'm gonna close my position. I'm not gonna let any more on the table. But all depends, man. If you're if you're so confident on one trade, you let it run. At this point, I don't care what happened with gold.
Yeah, I think you are going to get a deeper retest on that, Kerwin, because you've got a new 4-hour candle as well. So it's got to have some sort of lower wick, like a decent one as well, with it being the 4-hour.
Yeah. Yes, we may have a deep retracement, or we respect, let's say 1885, somewhere there. I'm not expecting the way this 4-hour candle closed. I mean, it's a beautiful move. So I'm not thinking that gold may come back to that area.
Yeah.
To the 1884 somewhere there. I'm not
But
expecting.
30 pips is nothing, especially when you're looking at a new 4-hour candle.
Yeah. And like I said, it's the last day of the month. So
yeah,
this monthly candles was driving my price toward 1900s. It's basically $10 from where the price is right now.
Yeah, I'm already in. I'm up 100 pips already. I got in at like 1877.
Oh, beautiful. 1877.
1877. Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah. You see, I shown you when I seen you, rakeel, didn't I? How I take my entries. Yeah, so if you have a look on the 1 hour, you'll see how I've done it.
Oh, so you took an entry right over here, down when the 1 hour was retesting this area over here.
Yeah, so I said to you, like, basically, as soon as it gets to the open or close, the open of the previous candle, that's where I take my entry.
Okay.
Within a 5 pip range, or sometimes like if I'm because there's wicks to the left, I actually halved my position. I had 2 entries. And the second one didn't get triggered.
Yeah, nice. And this one is running up over here.
Yeah, like Kerwin says, I'm expecting, or like Kerwin says, I'm looking at 1994, where the wicks are on the 4 hours. Ideally, it does need to be 1900, but I do want to close below that. The close between 1994 would be perfect for me, like looking into next week, next month. Then your top wick would push up and get your 1900, and then continue bearish.
Ryan, can you send a chart? Can you send the chart? Because like you have to understand, right? There are like 1,700 people listening to you right now, and half of them are like, okay, what is he talking about?
Right. I'll try, but I am not the best at this. Like, honestly, Rakeel, do you know when I see you on the charts?
Yeah.
I admire what you do. Same as Ted, you're there, you drawing lines, everything. For me to do that would take a day. So I'll try.
All right, let's see. Impulse entry on GJ if it breaks previous high on the hourly. Let's take a look here. I think if GJ breaks above 135,630, then that's the point where it should continue pushing it up. And you got a 30 pip range here going all the way up towards 135,900. Yeah, that's something that can happen. Right above this area. Oof, your JPY is still moving bullish. Wow, heavy momentum coming in on a Friday.
Yeah.
Where is this coming from? Can't really see anything. I mean, we had news earlier on in pre-New York and after London Open, but is that news affecting price now? Is that what's happening? There was an earthquake in Turkey. Not sure that's going to move. Europe.
Yeah, and you see on GJ as well, the suspended one of the MPs. So that might have helped with the GJ push last night.
Yeah, we're coming up here now on the 1 hour. Now, this is very, very important, right? If you look at this 1 hour candle, this 1 hour candle closed with no wick on the top. And if it closed with no wick on the top, this basically means there was no range for the next candle to go up. Oh, the Illuminati is calling me right now. 1 sec.
What a nice move.
Yeah, I'm at 13 pips right now.
Nice.
Yeah, this is where it should continue moving up over here. But if you're really thinking it's going to continue up from this impulse entry, I think your stops are going to be below this 1 hour candle right over here. So if you're entering at this point, your stops are down below this current 1 hour candle. Expecting it to move to 135,900. Yeah, should continue up. That was the Illuminati telling me that, hey, it's good to go now. They've pressed the button. So technically it should continue up now.
I believe you.
I entered this trade on the previous 15-minute candle, aiming, retesting the high based on 15 minutes. All right, let's take a look at this. This is GJ 15-minute. Entry on a new 15-minute candle to continue up, aiming at the recent top. Oh, beautiful. So you got this news. You got this move over here. Very nice.
Raja, imagine Biden win the elections and gold is going back toward the 2000s.
Wow. Yeah.
So this move from today basically was a liquidity grab to go up.
You know, that could very well be the case, because if you look on the weekly, the way the weekly candle is rejecting 1861, the support back from late September, it means it's a very, very, very strong area right over here.
Mm-hmm.
Because the weekly also rejected it on 10th August as well.
Yeah.
We rejected again late September. We're rejecting it again late October. And you're right.
It seems like the 1860s is a strong area for gold.
Yeah.
We've been there 3 times already. So
this area right here.
Yeah.
And gold has this consolidation. And then you got 1973 to break.
This is the first rejection. And then all these candles were closing above this area right here. So we had the previous and a new one. So yeah, most likely we create another structure like this for elections.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I've done? I've left 10,000 in Vantage, and I'm really going to try to play elections.
Yeah, the only thing that most brokers are going to be 1-to-1, the leverage, you know.
Yeah.
Leverage is going to be really low.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the leverage is going to be lowered. It's gonna require you more money to trade. I mean, if let's say for someone who has a $10,000 account and they're trying to trade 5 lots, I think you'll be able to.
You can't. Basically, it's one lot only.
Yeah.
Looks like Gigi is gonna retest that area around the 135.900s from yesterday.
Yeah, that's where my final TP is.
Yeah, looks like. Very nice.
Just need to close above like 135, 600, you know?
Have you ever traded NAS 100? No. I have not traded NAS 100.
Yeah.
But what I'm also not doing today is not taking a trade today.
That's good, man. No FOMO.
No FOMO, nothing. I'm just going to watch GJ continue on towards 135.900, and that's going to be a win for me in my head.
Yeah. And if we break that 135.900, then we're going to the 936.200 at least.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Gonna be a good.
For everything in life, there's a mathematical explanation applied to Forex. You master that your chances of becoming profitable increases drastically. Yes. That is true. How come no trade, Raja? Surely make money if it's there to be made. No, it's called discipline. You know, when I came to the charts, I decided I'm not going to take a trade today, even though there are opportunities. And man, trust me, in life, as you grow up, you're going to be given a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things. And you're going to learn that not all opportunities are there to be grabbed. You know, so even if I come on Friday and if I see opportunities, it's not important that I'm going to take those opportunities. You got to be disciplined. All right, let's take a look at this. This 15-minute candle closed. It closed bullish. This 15-minute candle needs to stay above 135.600 for it to continue up. If someone is in these buys, you really want this 15-minute candle to close bullish. If it closes bearish, then you're going to have opportunities to manage your trade at that point. You know, the worst thing you can do is make profits all week and then start sweating on Friday. When you start sweating on Friday, start losing gains, man, oh man.
That's right. And that's the thing. You know why I'm trading at this time? Because I got a sell from GJ last night, a pending sell. So it came like to 50 pips in profits. So that's why I'm playing a little bit with gold. And other than that, no, man. Other than that, I'd be just sitting on my hands. But I was playing with house money, basically.
Let's see here. See you all next month. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay here till NYC Open, and then I'm gonna call it a day with the stream. Could you please explain your strategy for an entry, as I see it's unique how you enter? Sacha. Yeah, that was a question for Sacha.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Basically, I took my entry on the 30 minutes. And that's a move I'm taking a lot these times, and I'm having wins. Just before NYC Open, I always have a push that helps me to break previous resistance. My 3 last trade was like that, and it actually worked. So, and I've backtested that a lot, and it actually worked for me. So, I was confident to take it. So when it broke the previous 30 minute, and he already created the bottom wick, so it went down. And when I saw it coming back up and breaking the previous high, that's when I entered, and I placed my stop above the under the current 30-minute wick. So. And I closed 50% at 12 pips, placed up at break even. So stress-free trading, right?
Yeah, it's coming on over here now.
And it's Friday, so I only took like a small position. So I reduced my risk also, since it's an impulse and it's Friday, so reduce my risk.
Yeah, as this 30-minute candle comes to a close, just understand that it's going to create a wick. Or maybe not, it may continue on to 135.900. But if it does close here, the next one should retrace and then continue on further up. But as we know, GJ rarely does those retests, and it continues on moving. And man, if this candle just continues moving here, I think that's going to be a highlight of the day here today. Hey, I just saw your post yesterday on IG about a message you sent to Ted in the beginning. Yeah, that was the day when I withdrew 4,000. I withdrew 4,000, and I was like, man, I sent a message to Ted. I'm like, hey, man, I pray for you. I pray for your family. Thank you. And then I went on a little bit of a losing streak because I got confident. Yeah, that's how it goes. Which setup do you use for recording equipment, software, and hardwares? Nothing really. My computer, I don't think my computer is worth more than, I'd say, like $1,200. My computer is worth less than $1,500, I would say. I have a light here. I have a very basic setup, extremely basic setup. I'm looking to upgrade it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to upgrade it today. Yeah, let's see what new upgrades I can get for my computer. It's really it's really a challenge to scalp. My broker has a 7-pip spread all morning so far. Would you bother to trade on? Yeah, I think having a 7-pip spread, it's a lot. Like, look at it this way. When I'm trading GPJPY, my spread is like 1.4, maximum 1.8 pips. That's what my spread is, 1.8 pips. That means that when I'm taking a trade, I'm paying 1.8 pips to execute that trade. If your spread is 7 pips, that means you're paying 7 times more than what I'm paying to execute a trade. So maybe I think you need to start looking for another brokerage that could give you a smaller spread, you know, like a smaller cost to take a trade. But you also have to see if it's 7 points or 7 pips, because 7 pips is a lot. Trust me, man, 7 pips is a lot of spread. 7 pips means if you open a 10 lot, you're paying $700 to the brokerage. That's what 7 pips mean.
Magic word for GJ.
Yeah, this candle is about to close. Gold is also ranging on the small time frames now.
Yeah.
Creating that rocket ship model over here.
Yeah, gold just created a small support around 1886.60 on the 5 minutes. So basically anything below there is not more buys for now. We may have a deeper retracement, but other than that, leave it there. Yeah, exactly. So basically on gold, we may have something like this, you know, and the next candle going from 930, we may tap that area somewhere there. Basically that the same structure on 5 minutes should be the same structure on 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours. So if anything, if you see something like this in any higher time frames, is valid. The only thing, like Raja said yesterday, when you trade based on the higher time frames, is the stop loss. You're gonna need a bigger stop loss. But if you manage to get to identify these trades, something like this on 5 minutes, the same way you identify those trades on 30 minutes, once this 5 minute candle break below this area right here, we're gonna tap this area, and we're gonna continue for the next target, because this is basically the 1890s. But if you have any candle breaking this 5 minute candle from here, most likely we're coming this way, this area right here. But anything above this area right here, man, first target, and the next target, the next dollar, which is 1891, 1892, and so on. That's how you should manage your trades based on the lower time frames.
Yeah. So it's like the way we break down the 15-minute and 30-minute, same thing applies for the small time frame.
Yeah, it's trading is simple. Once you understand how the market moves, it's simple. There's no, it's not rocket science behind trading. The only thing is you need to manage risk, because once you get 2 or 3 losses in a row, oh man, you're gonna be so pissed off, and you're gonna start doubting yourself about if you are a good trader or not. But other than that, it's basically, it's easy.
You know the way how I see it? I see it as, like, let's say if you have a high volatile pair like gold, right? Sometimes on the 1 hour time frame and a 30-minute time frame, all you see is just straight candles, no retest, no market structure. So I think when you have a high volatile pair like gold or GJ, you can really go down to the smaller time frames and then look at that market structure, and then, like, kind of like look at that as a 15-minute time frame or a 30-minute time frame, and gauge it to continue or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, this 30-minute candle is about to close here. This should be interesting. I've never stayed beyond NYC Open in the past 2 months, and we've always had a big push at that time. So I'm really looking to see if this 30-minute candle closes above 135,600, and the next one retraces to continue going boom, boom, boom.
These past couple of days, man, NYC Open has been good for me.
Yeah. It's been like a straight move.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look here. This is... I'm new to trading. I close out my trades too fast when in negative, even though it went in my direction. Any tips? I think if you're closing out trades too early while you're in a little bit of a drawdown or while you're in a little bit of a profit, that happens to a lot of people. I think the main problem there is the problem of confidence, right? Like, you know, price are going to move the way you want it to move, but you don't have any confidence. And you need to build that confidence. And the way to build that confidence is to, what I would do is, if I would be scared to close out my trade, I just close a percentage, you know, because let's say if you have a, let's say 50-cent lot running for buys, you know, and you know that price are going to continue moving up, and if it does, you need to close percentage and let the rest run. What is this? Illuminati's been calling me all morning. Hello? Yes. Oh. Yeah, hello, hi, how are you? Good, good, let me call you back. Yeah, so basically whenever you get scared, just close a portion of your position and put your stops to where it is, because essentially what you want to do is you want to remove risk off the table. So instead of, let's say, if you're going to focus on, hey, I'm going to open a 50-cent lot and I'm going to risk, let's say, $60 on that trade. If you remove a percentage of the position from that original position, you're essentially removing some risk. You're removing some anxiety and stress from that position as well, you know, and then you can be more comfortable in letting it run. And if it runs to your profit target, then that's a boost in your confidence. Then you can say, okay, like, you know what, next time if that happens, then I can probably, like, you know, let the whole position run. So it's a step-by-step process in building your confidence. This is the NYC Open candle right over here. And we're really expecting this to continue on towards 135.900. Beautiful. Let's see what's happening in gold. Gold is also trying to continue bullish at this point. I'm in no trades so far. Nothing. I'm like a cheerleader today on the sidelines. I didn't know these streams were free, everyone. You're the man. Oh, thank you, thank you. Man, I'm getting my couches cleaned. 2 couches, and they quoted me $169. And last night I was in my bed, I was thinking, man, that's a lot.
Oh yeah.
For 2 couches? Yeah, I kept thinking that's a lot. And that was the same guy who called. So I think after the stream, I'm going to call him back. I'm going to say, hey, like, you know, come down on the price a little bit. Because it's 2 couches, man. Two couches can't be 169. What kind of solution are you going to put on them?
But think this, I mean, $169, you can make it in less than 5 minutes. So, man, give the bread to the man, bro. Come on.
You didn't receive your withdrawal yet, so.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, I have to look at things from a real world perspective.
True.
Yeah.
No, it's expensive.
It'd be hard, but true.
Yeah.
Oh, I can buy my own machine here for $140 and do that. Range between $50 and $200.
Wow, that's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same one, to be honest. And because, you know, with dogs, you need to clean carpets and sofa, you know, so, and it works pretty good. Oh, 23 pips. Woohoo!
Oh, yeah, this thing should continue moving.
Oh,
here
yeah.
Woohoo! Holy!
Satya took the screenshot. He's like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice.
Gonna be good for the gram, yeah?
Oh, it's coming up, 135.900.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're at 135.800 here.
Here we go.
Oh, Another one. Another screenshot.
Yeah, we got clean traffic to the left-hand side, so I think it should continue moving up.
Yeah, final TP's at 900.
Yeah, 135, 900. Come on.
Come on.
135, 802, 801. Congratulations to everyone who's in this trade.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
baby.
anybody's in gold buys, congratulations as well.
Oof, gold is also running here.
Now you top that previous wick to the left. Once we break that, which is 1890, next target, you already know.
Man, imagine someone's running in the UK Parliament with Brexit papers.
Oh man.
Brexit, mate, Brexit. And things just goes flying. No, because the thing is that anytime there's Brexit news from the pound, it just continues moving bullish.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, like that's what I picture them. Like, you know, they have their Congress going with their white hair, those wigs they wear, and someone runs in with a black coat. Brexit, we have Brexit. You know, and the thing just goes up. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, thank you. After months, I feel that aha moment. Man, when you feel that aha moment, I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Why people in UK is so angry, Raja? Have you seen this? You know, the parliament when they're talking, they're fighting.
Oh yeah, they're literally roasting each other. That's what's happening over there. Please let me know what you think about my entry on GJ. Waited for 15 minutes to retrace. All right, let's take a look here. Was this a cowboy entry? Weak bullish candle. 15-minute closed. You entered over here and anticipated price to continue up. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I think it was risky, but you made it work. It was pretty good. Now it's a retracing, so you know, looks like we're not going to get the bust stop at 135.900.
Yeah, I closed 50% of my run at 800, so.
It's good.
Oh, that's a sign. Parrots are saying it's time to end the show over here.
Yeah, I think so. They're telling me close gold, close gold.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Now Freaky Friday is in effect over here.
Yes.
Gold retracement.
Now I'm done.
Yeah. No more buys. Well, I'm gonna head off over here. Congratulations for people who made money. Congratulations who broke their trading plan and lost money. Hopefully you're not gonna do that again next week. Yeah. Have a good weekend, everyone. Yeah.
Have a nice weekend, Raja. Have fun.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, Raja. Thank you, everybody.
Hope your couches got cleaned the right way.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him there and haggle the price a little bit. Let's see where we go from there.
I give you a magic key for the cleaning, man.
No, last time we had something wrong with our AC, and the guy came in, and then he saw the magic key that was on my dining table, and he's like, "Oh, do you trade on Bloomberg?" I'm like, "No, this is for MetaTrader." He's like, "Oh, I have MetaTrader app on my phone too." I'm like, "Oh, okay. What do you do with that?" He's like, "Oh, you know, like those stocks and shit like that. I'm learning about these candles." I'm like, "Okay." So then we started talking about trading, and then I asked him, "So how'd you get into trading?" He's like, "Oh, like my buddy was with this company, and they give you these hot signals, right?" I'm like, "Okay, how did they work?" They're like, "Oh yeah, you pay them a monthly fee, and you get these signals, and you got to put them in this app, and you know, man, sometimes I make money on this, sometimes I don't make money on this, but you know, side hustle." And I'm like, "Okay, perfect." and that was our conversation. Didn't really tell him about to leave that or this and that. I think he's going to learn along the way that signals are not working.
Yeah.
That's what I learned in the beginning. My first signal company was, I actually joined a signal service when I first started. It was OTM Signals. I'm not sure if they're still around. Yeah, they're not around anymore. OTM Signals. Yeah, see guys, OTM Signals, they went away now. So if you're following signals, what you gonna do when they go down on you? What are you gonna do when they disappear?
Yeah, that's where I lost most of my money.
I love that video from on Instagram. Your voiceover.
Oh yeah.
the Woody thing. Yeah. But signals don't work. What you gonna do when the signal providers die?
Yeah, I think it was right over here. Oh yeah, right here.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Signals have to, but I'm getting these amazing signals. Have to win on one of them. Wake up! Signals don't work. What you gonna do when the signal provider dies? Okay, fine. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
These signals are gonna make me millions one day.
And just disappointment.
So amazing. I like the way he said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, alright, fuck it. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna head off here. Gonna go to, let's see what happens here. Alright, take care everyone. We'll see you